Good morning, good afternoon, whichever time zone you are. Welcome to the 130th Career Talk, everyone. Amazing to see a lot of familiar faces on LinkedIn. We are streaming live on LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. So, thank you everyone for joining this Career Talk. We have been doing this for almost 3 years right now. Just put one if all of you can hear me clearly. Amazing. Thanks a lot for confirming, everyone. So, before we start the session, a few ground rules. The people who are on Zoom, your mics will be muted. We have a very action-packed session. We have talks about agentic AI systems and other things, evaluations, MCPs, the big buzzwords that are happening. And the second thing, we are going to do a Q&A. We are going to have regular Q&A. As this is a career talk, the topics of discussions, many of you are asking about what are the future of jobs, how to prepare yourselves for the next steps. So keep your questions in the Slido. How are we are going to take the questions on LinkedIn and YouTube and other social media platforms. We will be not giving priority to the comments, only to the Slido link that is there. So the team is going to put the Slido link. All of you who have come to Zoom will be getting a Slido link on your chat. If not, we will be sharing the Slido link. For people who are on LinkedIn, I request you to use the Slido, but if you even want to use the comment, you can use that. We will be looking at your questions. Everything that you put on the comment, the team will be trying to read it. But YouTube and Twitter, it will be very tough for us because it's. Let me just share the link again in everyone on the Zoom chat. Just put one if all of you can hear me clearly, so I can know everyone is with me here. So I put the link here as well. Just open the link and confirm. And I'm also giving the link on our different platforms that are there. Amazing. So thanks a lot, Anandi, Ahmed, for everyone for confirming. We have a lot of familiar faces and on LinkedIn. Thank you for joining us every Sunday for this career talk, where we have an amazing discussion on important topics related to the AI. What are the things that are happening in the AI ecosystem? Yes. So let me put it in the comment here as well. Great. And I'm also giving the link on our different. How many of you here, just put one in the chat, are new to the community? Within the last 3 months, you have joined the community. Just put one. So a lot of people on LinkedIn are mentioning that they have joined recently in the community. So thank you, everyone. I will talk more about the community. This session that we are doing in Career Talk, we have been doing a series of session of multi-agentic AI systems and the advanced topics that are there, because this is the need of the hour. We all are working on AI. We are all doing some small projects on our notebooks. But when you go for interviews, or when you go to real life applications, it is much more, I will not say too much advanced, but much more technical. And there are a lot of other things that get entangled other than just the concepts that we have been learning in the LLMs and other concepts that are there. So that is the reason why we are doing this series of session. This is the third session that we have been doing. So people who are very new today, who this is your first session that you are joining, you may miss out on the series of session. This is actually a third series of session that we have been doing in the Agentic AI series. So I request you to look at the recordings in our AI Guild and AI Residency LMS platforms that we have put, and then take it further. So this is a continuation of third session that we are doing, wherein we are going a little bit deeper into multi-agentic. Yesterday, 3 p.m., we had a session where we discussed about in real life examples. When you are connecting your LLMs, it is not only to one tool, there are multiple tools that are there. And sometimes one agents will not be able to help you in solving the problem. So you have different LLMs for different tasks that are there. So this is something that you need to understand, how to use multi-agentic systems. In our AI residency, we had given an example of a research assistant for a particular application that is writing a research level article. For that, first they need to do the research, then they need to do the editing, and then they need to do the final review and publishing, making sure that there is no plagiarism and all those things. And every simple task that you do, you need to think about how you can break it down into different agent systems that are there. Because if you are training one agent to do one particular tasks, then it will be performing well compared to doing asking one agent to do everything together. So this is what we discussed in the last session, and I'm just giving a quick summary. And now what we want to do is we want to go to the next step about everything is good, uh, but one thing that we all really miss in this particular thing is evaluations. So how many of you know evaluations? You just put one if you know about evaluations here. Amazing. So a lot of people know about evaluations on LinkedIn. So thank you for that. Evaluation is a important concept that we need to understand before we build our AI applications and while we are building our AI applications. Because if in a model, in a machine learning model or anything, it has numbers. If you have an accuracy of 80%, you have trained your model on the trained data, you have tested it, and you get a number 80%. So you are very, very clear that this is my accuracy. But in an LLM, you are getting outputs, you are getting text, you are getting generated text. How can you do know the accuracy? For Pooja, it will look correct, but for Ahmed, it will look wrong. For one person it may be correct, for one person it may be wrong, and it depends on a very, it's little bit more complicated than just doing accuracy or evaluation metrics for machine learning models. So let me quickly share my screen and talk about today's topic, where we'll be talking about evaluations, and then if we get time we will be going into MCP, or we will be doing the MCP in the next session that is there. So let me quickly share my screen and let us confirm if you guys can see me. Amazing. So thanks a lot, Ahmed, for your feedbacks. Yes, in real world, it is not that simple as just a single agent. You need to have a system, and we don't call it like a advanced algorithms, but it is the same algorithm. The way you design it is something very, very important. So it is not about knowing different topics, that is fine, but how you are using it for your project, how you are designing it, something is that you need to take into picture. And what the first and the most important thing in designing is evaluating your AIs, because end of the day building an AI is very, very easy. You can just write few lines of code, you can use any open source large language model and build an project. But this is where the whole work goes into the engineering team, how they evaluate their AI. Because end of the day it is the challenge of trust. People who are experienced here will understand any data science or AI project. When you're delivering it to the business, they need to trust your output. And all of you know, when you go to an LLM, you can all try it out. You ask one question today, the same question you ask tomorrow, you will get two different answers. So just take an analogy over here. Imagine your new assistant, unbelievably brilliant, faster than thought, and knows virtually everything. However, you are not quite sure if they are telling you the whole truth. And it does not, it's very, very irritating that you need to always go and double check, and you will never, you can all never believe it blindly. And today we are diving into how to design this perfect exam to turn this unpredictable student that we have into a teammate you can actually trust. The fundamental issue that these LLMs that we are using, they are non-deterministic. And this is a very, very fancy way of saying that you can ask the exact same question twice and you get totally different answers. And this is what many of my clients are telling, that Mohammed, how can I believe these AI systems? Like if my customer is asking X two times, they will get different answers and then they will not trust. So this is a huge problem of if you don't design your systems properly. And this kind of unpredictability is a big trust killer that is happening right now. And there is no point in having a brilliant, high end, multi agentic AI system if you have to constantly waste your time double checking everything you do. and it breaks the trust within the whole ecosystem. And that is the reason why you will see in McKinsey report that 95% of the AI projects are failing. People are spending billions of dollars building systems, but teams are not using it because they don't believe it, they don't trust it, they feel like doing their own research, and all these things are happening as we speak. But we need to now build systems that are in that other 5% which people trust, and you have to define your systems and educate people how to use this particular architecture. So this is something that all of you feel. AI is brilliant, but it is a compulsive liar. And this is something that the way it has been designed with. Hallucination is a design principle because end of the day, these LLMs are built to gain their reward system. So reinforcement learning, if you have heard this concept, these LLMs and transformers are trained to give the right answer so that they get rewards. When they get rewards, they move further. So they are not designed to tell that they don't know. They will make up an answer. They are built to do that specific thing. This is how it is designed. And without evaluation that we are speaking, these unpredictable model behavior and these silent failures can undermine the product reliability. And this is why McKinsey, that 95% report, just put one if you guys have read about the McKinsey 95% of the AI, generative AI applications are failing and are not reaching the expectation of the businesses. Thank you, Ahmad. Thank you, Basil, for confirming. Yes, this is a very important paper. It is available in our community platforms. If you go to our community, go to our AI resources, you will be able to download all these important papers that we have meant for our AI residents to read. Now let us go back in understanding about this new intern or the new student that you have hired. How he is very unpredictable because he does not know a lot of rules and lot of working conditions in your company. So why evaluation is not an option right now? A lot of people right now, they want to learn MCP, want to learn multi-agentic AI systems, but they don't are not giving important to a very important thing about evaluation. And right now, in this call, I can proudly tell you that it is not an option anymore. So right now we have integrated this in our AI residency cohort 8 onwards as a master class completely. Before it was optional, but now we have integrated it and made it compulsory. That's the reason why I have requested some of our AI residents to join this call as well and to share their knowledge about this as well. So coming to it is very critical. Yes. Thank you for telling. It is a very boring thing, but it is very important for businesses. It is very critical, and I will tell you why. And without a real solid testing process that you have for your applications, you are essentially flying blind. You open yourself to these silent features, failures that are happening, and this weird erratic behavior that can completely tank your product's reliability. And a very good evaluation system is a bridge that takes an application from being a cool tech demo, POC, to a solid, trustworthy app that people and businesses can actually depend on. And we must and it takes a lot of time to understand and design a test that measures what AI is capable of, and more importantly, catches its weakness before the final deployment that is there. So this is something that is very important. And there are different ways of doing the testing. There are different mechanisms that are there for doing the testing. We will talk more about this, but I'm getting a lot of questions regarding when to do these evaluations. So can anyone tell me when to do these evaluations? So the first evaluation is, these are the things that we need to do step by step. So there is so once you create a very basic prototype that you have, then you need to start creating this thing. It is, there is no specific thing. Like if you are creating a system, you have your first prototype ready, you do a first round of evaluation, then you get some feedbacks, then you improve your evaluation. So there is no one step solution when you want to do it. Generally people wait till the complete end like they have completed their application, it is almost ready to get shipped, and then they do their evaluation. No, that is not the case. When you have your first prototype ready, you have your first basic prototype ready, that then you need to keep doing your evaluations. So guys, please, I request you to put the questions on Slido. I cannot take so much comments. I will break the floor in 5-10 minutes for questions, but let me just go through the steps because we have a lot to cover. Just put one if you can see my screen. I think there is an issue in my screen sharing. Let me share again. Amazing. So can you guys see my screen? Just put one in the. There is a slight delay on LinkedIn and YouTube. So please be a little bit patient and put your questions on the comments. The team will monitor it and will try to uh, answer everything. So now coming to these are the things that are there. If someone of you who are from the traditional background, they know about these type of testings. It is very software testings are very different. Traditional software testing from the LLM evaluations that we are speaking. People think that they can use the same set of rules that they used in traditional software to a LLM evaluation. Can you guys tell me in the chat, yes, is it possible, or no, if it is not possible? So a lot of people are saying no, it is not possible because of the non-deterministic nature of LLMs. Traditional softwares, you give an input, you expect an similar output. If the output is even little bit away from the exact matching, you give it a fail. But here in LLM, it is completely fuzzy. The matrices are very nuanced, and the outputs, as I told you, it is non-deterministic. And in traditional software, it is more about exact values. But in LLM, it is more about quality. Just think about it like an essay, because end of the day, when you are having a specific Q&A, in traditional it is like a number, you comparing a number or exact word to word. But think about LLM evaluation as an essay paper. In your exams that you're writing or your SOP that you are writing, there is no right essay or wrong essay, but they are tested for your quality of your message that you are getting in, or the quality of the coherence that is coming. So that is very important, how you are structuring your thoughts. So this is the difference between traditional software testing and LLM evaluation. The most of the important work by data scientists and engineers go in how to design a very well exam, how to design an exam, how to design the final test to do these evaluations that I am talking about. So this is the three-step process that we have. The difference in testing, as I was telling you, testing an AI student is nothing like traditional software testing. It is software testing is very binary. It is a right or a wrong, a simple pass or a fail. Whereas evaluating an LLM is more like grading an essay, as I was telling you, where you need to work and understand certain principles. First step is you how you will design it, because as a human you will read everything, you will read the whole essay, you will grade it by some rubrics. But here you are going to look at some judging criteria like quality, relevance, and coherence. So for that you need to first create a 10 to 20 high quality gold standard examples. Use the second step, you need to use historical logs and user interactions, especially the problem cases. And step three, you need to synthetically generate variations to expand the test coverage. So to for making sure that you are covering these judging criteria that I mentioned here right now, you need to design your systems such that you are able to get the quality, the relevance, and the coherence accurately for that LLM, and then accordingly you will grade it and you will be able to get to the next step. So this is very important. So some of the rubrics that I told you that you need to keep in mind, there are multiple more available on the platforms. There are so many platforms that are available to do evaluations. I use in our AI residency, and I push my students to learn the one called Langsmith, which is from the Lang family, which is very, very advanced and very much accepted by the industry. But there are other options that you can also look at, like TrueLens and other platforms that are there. But I am not endorsing anyone. I use Langsmith because I have been using it for the last 1.5 years and I'm comfortable with that. And it's very powerful and easily integrated with your ecosystem and your applications. So the first one is correctness. Is the answer factually correct? This is something that is very, very, very important. Then we have relevance. Does the answer address the user query? Hallucination is, as I told you, does the output made up the information that is there? This is something that also checks happen in your rubrics. You have to design it. Contextually relevance. So if you are using a RAG, are the retrieved documents relevant? Is the answer coming from the document that you have attached? This is very, very important. Responsible AI is very important feature that you all need to put in your checks to check whether your output has any biases or toxic outputs regarding anything that is there, any specific ethical, security wise, anything that it is telling it which it should not tell. So these are some, I mentioned five here, but there are multiple other important rubrics that you need to look at and then take it further. I'll repeat: correctness, relevance, hallucination, contextual relevancy, and responsible AI, which is a very, very inherent part of any enterprise level application. So I'm getting a lot of pings on LinkedIn and YouTube about the recording and the slides. So just let me go back to the Slido questions. I will just take a 10 minutes Q&A break before I move to the next section, and I'll continue. I'll just take a 10 minutes Q&A break and I will talk about this. So the first question that, first of all, thank you Manmohan, Basil and Andeni and everyone to be part of this on and giving your contribution on LinkedIn comments. So Ahmed, your question about the slides and the recordings. So this session is free for people to view. We are giving you guys access to join live and get a feel of what we do in our AI residency program and in our AI guild. And if you really want to get deeper into this, you need to focus on understanding what I'm telling today. But if you really want the recording, and because this session that we are doing, as I told you, this is something that you just joined today. Many of you who have put on the comment that this is the first call that they have joined. I have done in this series of calls for agentic systems. This is the third call that we have done. In this week, we had one call on Saturday morning, 11 o'clock. Then we had Saturday, 3 p.m. And today we are having Sunday. So three sessions we did. Every weekend we have these type of three sessions where we cover a very good volume. But all these things are a part of our AI guild. And Ahmad is also asking, what is this AI guild and AI residency? Can you guys put one in the chat if you know about what is AI guild? Just put yes or no if you know about this AI guild, AI residency. So this is a part of our academy. So we run a lot of online sessions to give you guys the feel of what we do in our real sessions. But these are all part of our DDS Academy, where we have proper classes, proper Python notebooks, proper access to the recording, access to the slides and everything. It is in that platform. So a lot of people here are saying no. So let me just take 1 minute to explain. So let me just take 1 minute for everyone to explain this, and then we will go to the Q&As. And please keep putting your questions regarding career as well. We'll be picking up the career questions as well. So let me share my screen and show you guys. So we have our free community that all of you are part of, all of you have joined. So people who are on LinkedIn, hundreds of you who are on LinkedIn, who are not part of our WhatsApp community, who are not on Zoom. If you're not part of our community, I request you to join our community. I will share you the links. This is a free community that we have where we do weekly 2 or 3 sessions. Two free sessions we do. And we have one paid session for our AI Guild community. But the 2 sessions that are there, you can join those sessions or live and you can get access to everything. So this is our AI Guild. This is something that I was mentioning about. Some of you asked about this. Ahmed, this is the link. I will share the link as well on the chat and on the comment, or you can just go to nas.io/AI Guild. So AI Guild is people who are serious. The word guild means people who are serious, who want to learn together, and this is what we have created. Not only we have live sessions that are there for the AI Guild members, but we have lot of old recordings. So yesterday we had a session exclusively. If I go to events, if I go to past, yesterday we had an exclusive event only for AI Guild, that was Agentic AI 101, where we discussed about MCP tools and multi-agent system. That was the second session that we did. Other than that, we have lot of events as you can see here. And not only the events, if you miss the events, we also have you to give you guys access to the recording. So if you go to products, if you go to digital files, there are not only the recordings that are there, but we have more than 40 plus courses like Git, cybersecurity, line chain, agentic AI. In agentic AI only, if you can see, there are 33 videos that we have. And similarly, we have a lot of other things like land graph. Any new topic that you have, you will be having here. MCP is also covered in agentic AI. There is a whole module on MCP which we have covered. So all these things you get for a small fee. You get access to all the recordings, and this is more like a self-paced. Let me put this on the link, and then you can take it further. And this is something that I request anyone who's a little bit serious about this, they should join. AI residency is something bigger. AI residency for people who want to take it to the next step. What we have done is we have created a cohort. So today we have few members we are going to celebrate some of the certifications of the of few members here today. So please stay back till the end where they will share their experience. We have Pooja here joining. She will share her experience in some time about this program that she just completed. So this is our ninth cohort that we have started recruiting for. I think Pooja, if you can just put in the comment which cohort you are. I think you are in the fourth cohort, if I'm not wrong. So just so we celebrate. She's in the fifth cohort. Thank you for confirming. So we are now celebrating her completion in couple of minutes. But right now we are recruiting for the ninth cohort. What is a cohort? It is a group of 8 to 9 people. 8 to 10 maximum. They come, they learn together. We go through the 20 master classes that are there. We go through the workshops. We try to learn something end to end and try to build some simple projects, build your portfolio, and get ready to understand end to end. Because a lot of people are focusing on only one aspect, but they are not focusing on the other aspect that is there. So this is something that more of hand holding, more of a group, more of not a self learning type of thing, but more of a group learning. This is something that we are doing. One person is asking on the Slido about future of jobs, like how can we prepare yourselves, how can we prepare yourself for the future of jobs. Okay, so so how you, yes, so you need to first learn the topics. You need to learn the topics and you need to build projects. The thing is, if you're not having a job or a project, you have to work on your open source projects. You need to start working on taking your whatever you learn, and you need to showcase your work in GitHub, on LinkedIn. So that is something that you need to do. And the way you are going to apply for jobs, so how to prepare for future jobs, is first thing is you need to learn the skills before you even start making your GitHub, your LinkedIn. First step is, for anyone, for Shabana, for Anonymous who have asked this question, first step is to learning the skills. Right, first step, if you don't know this, what I'm telling about, if you don't know about multi-agentic systems, you don't know about evaluations, you don't know about these things, because most of the jobs, if you are looking in the AI space, they are looking for these, how you need to integrate this into a real production system. They don't want people who just understand what is the chat GPT and what is the small things, how to write chat GPT prompts. No one cares about that. You need to first learn the fundamentals. After you learn the fundamentals, you need to do projects. And then I think I answered Shabana's project as well, and Anonymous your question. And then I will talk about this, because future of jobs is they want people who understand how people can use AI technologies and build systems, and also evaluate these systems, also how they will be able to not only learn advanced systems but take advanced systems, take small things and connect it together and become an architect. So this is something that you want to understand. Okay, and I please be specific with your question. I am getting so when you ask a question, I request you to just ask one thing and question mark, because you are writing a lot of things together with lot of question marks, so which is very confusing. The first step in any career guidance is to first build your fundamentals. If your fundamentals are not there, if you don't know about these concepts I'm saying, then you whatever you put on GitHub, you finally may reach an interview, but in an interview stage, when they ask you these questions, then you are blank, then you lose that opportunity completely. So that is something that we will do. Ahmad, I hope I answered your question. Shabana, I hope I answered your question. Anonymous, I request people when they ask their questions, please put your name. Ahmad is asking, how did DDS help? So maybe this is a question that I will tell later. We are just here as a platform to give you guidance, to tell you the different steps. And now it is up to you how you show up to our events, how you are able to come. So a lot of people who are regular, who are to our events, who come to our events, who are active on our LinkedIn group, they get seen by the potential recruiters. But it is up to you of how you are positioning yourself. So it is not about just me referring or pushing you. It is more about how active the students are, because end of the day you need to get noticed. You may be very good, but if you are not doing your work, if you are not showcasing your portfolio regularly, updating, regularly learning, so it becomes very tough. So it is a two-way switch. Amazing. So let me share my screen and move to the next slide. So just confirm if you guys can see my screen. We have 10 more minutes and then Pooja, I will be giving you the mic. Just give me, yeah, time is up. Okay, let me just close the switch. Thank you, Manmohan. Yes, it's not easy right now. So there is no right or wrong answer. It is all about practice, showing up the right time. If you show up the right, if you are well prepared and you show up at the right time, then your chances are there to get into a job or to get into something. So careers are changing, and I'll talk a little bit. Yesterday I talked about it as well. If you guys are looking for 9 to 6 jobs right now, it's very tough. You need to go on the way of freelancing, consulting, start getting projects, start asking your family, friends to give you some project or work where you can do for them, and add it in your portfolio. And this is what I'm suggesting to everyone out there. So 9 to 6 jobs are slowly moving out, and that is a sad part. Now, we all know that grading is there, grading is important, evaluation is important, but how can we automate it? Because end of the day, it is not only about 10 questions, right? You need hundreds of questions. How you can make the questions, how you can get the answer, how you can compare the answer, how you can improve the questions. And this for this you need to design this final exam that I told you, with the data set and the rubric in your Python programming language, using something called as a langsmith, which I will talk about. And we need a thoughtful, comprehensive test that mirrors the real world problems the AI is actually going to face. And here this is the one very important thing that comes for everyone I want you to mention, is the domain knowledge. So there are a lot of freshers here, a lot of students here, a lot of people who want to do a transition here, right? Focus on your domain. Wherever you have spent domain knowledge, suppose you have worked in the energy plant or in the production systems for 5 years, try to look into the domain. I know Manmohan was in the finance domain. He has been working for years on the finance domain. He wants to do a transition. So please focus on that finance domain. And because when you are designing these Q&As, questions, scenarios, domain knowledge is very important. If you don't know domain knowledge, then you will not be able to answer the questions. And this is where freshers and people who don't have experience fail, because they don't know domain knowledge, they don't know how to design these questions, and they cannot mirror these real world problems, and they miss out on these small details. And this whole process of building evaluation data sets starts very small. Gold standard pairs. This is something that we'll talk about. Manually write out, say, 10 or 20 perfect gold standard questions and answers pair. And this is something that comes from the domain knowledge or from the documentation. Okay, everyone, just put one if everyone is clear. Gold standard pairs. And this is someone is asking me how to design this. So this is coming from your documentation. Suppose you are doing something for an energy plant. You as an engineer, you know what is the temperature where there is the range of normal temperature of an equipment. So that comes not from my knowledge, it comes from the domain knowledge. It comes from the guidebook of that particular turbine. So you need to know the domain knowledge, right? This is something that you have been working and spending time on. So you need to learn. That's the reason why they hire people who know domain. Like suppose someone who has a financial background knowledge like Manmohan, he will be getting a more option to work because he understands the domain very well. So for freshers, this is a you can say um, negative advantage, disadvantage, but it is fine. You can read about these things. Suppose you are applying for a job in an energy plant domain, read about get some domain, basic domain knowledge, so that they feel that you guys understand this domain and you are able to answer this type of understand it. So don't say that this is not my domain. I only care about AI and data and about Python code. No one will even talk to you like that, because they want people who understand their domain. Before, they gone were the days where there was a separate domain guy and a separate engineer. Now both are together. The engineer and the domain guys are one, and this is the future of jobs as well. Like they want people who understand both, and there's a huge gap in that. It's a tough thing, but that is how it we are working towards it. Because when you design these systems, I cannot go and ask an engineer, give me questions, and I take that questions, and the back and forth will cause a lot of frictions. So they need one person who understands and designs it. So you can work very closely with the domain guy if you don't know some of the things to confirm, but you need to start the initial gold standard pairs. You need to get some real world questions, dig into user history, logs, pulling real questions, particularly the tricky ones. We call it the edge cases where previous failures have occurred. Then we do LLM generation to ensure comprehensive coverage. You can use other LLMs to generate different versions of your question. So now what is there that we all know that GPT 5.2 has come, GPT 5.1, GPT 5. Nano. So you can use different large language models. Even you can use open source large language models to get different variants of questions, so that you cover everything. And then defining the grading rubric. A single grade won't suffice. We must assess the performance across multiple uh, dimensions. As I told you, there are five things that I told you before: factual correctness, relevance, hallucination, and behaving responsibly, free from bias and toxicity. So the tool that we use here is Langsmith. Just put one if you guys have heard about Langsmith before this session. This is from the Lang family, the LangChain family. This is a very big used evaluation tool, one of the best. This is a digital grade book that automates the entire evaluation process, making it fast and scalable. Thank you, Manmohan. Thank you, Basil, and all for confirming. It is a very useful. If you have not used it, please start exploring this, and this is amazing. And we have workshops in our community that you can look at the recording and you can look at the code and do everything that is there. Four things that are very important: defining the data set, choosing the evaluator, select your automated grading tool, run the experiment, and then analyze the result. So these four steps are very important, which I just discussed right now. For that, we are using different grading tools like QA evaluators, criteria based. All these things are taken care by the Langsmith. You just need to define which grading tool you want to use, embedding distance, and the string distances that are there. So these are the four main grading tools that are available for you to do your evaluation and checking whether your output is what you are getting from the LLM is how similar it is from the actual gold standard output. So we call it LLM output versus reference output, how equal it is. So the final report card that we generally get is once you built in the exam and with the thousand of questions or more, grading it all by manually is very slow and expensive, and it cannot scale. So we require an automated teaching assistant, and a tool like Langsmith acts as like this ultimate digital grade book. It is a platform built to automate the entire evaluation process that I mentioned, making it fast, repeatable, and scalable, and removing the manual pain and the time consuming that is there. The process is straightforward. We need to first upload our data set, the evaluators that I told you, run the experiment, and analyze the result on a clean aggregated report card. And this complete thing that we do in Langsmith offers, it's an amazing tool. It offers a suite of tools, as having an AI grade an answer against a known correct answer. And the one of the main common things that I showed you is embedding distance, which can determine if the two sentences mean the same thing, even if they use different word. It recognizes that between these two sentences, like you will get a refund in 3 to 5 days, is basically the same as expect the refund by the next week. So they try to understand that these two are different words, but they mean the same thing, that the person is talking about the refund in few days. So this is something that is there. We all know that human review is the best. Human can do the best review, but the problem is human, it will take a lot of time and effort. So that is the reason why automated evaluations, they are fast, repeatable, and scalable, and they have to be used. So what I generally suggest, we need to have a holistic testing strategy. When I say holistic testing strategy, it means a mix of both. We all know that human evaluation is the best. As an engineer, if you go and see everything, you can find the nuances, but humanly it is not possible, right? Because everyone wants to do cost cutting, everyone wants to do automation. So you need to have a mix. So what we say, this holistic testing strategy, it interprets the final report card. It looks beyond just a single score. It means understanding the complete picture of the AI performance. We need a perfect partnership between this automated evaluation that I told you, which is a tireless machine grader offering speed and massive scale, and the human review, which is the wise, experienced teacher providing the gold standard for nuances and subtly and setting the initial benchmark for what constitutes the good. So it's a huge balance between these two. And this approach, I call it a holistic testing strategy. Here is where engineers and experience come into the picture. You should never blindly trust a single automated metric. You need to look into and balance different metrics. And the most reliable picture comes from combining a diverse set of these automated scores with a strategic human spot check that is there. And this is something that I tell people, use people to set the initial gold standard, to set the criteria, and then use the machines to enforce this at scale. This is something that I tell, the best way to design this system. And this is not easy. As I speak, it requires a lot of time, effort, and engineering. So anyone here who is building a career on this, please focus on spending time on this particular thing. Now, can I just ask you guys to put your questions on the Slido? We are getting a lot of pings on Yadishwari Manmohan on LinkedIn. I request you to put your questions on Slido. Before I go to the Q&A, I require Pooja. Pooja, if you are available, I'm pinning you. And I want you to just let me know if you're, yeah, so, and then we'll be taking it. And let me put the Slido questions on the chat, the link, so that you can put your questions and we can take the questions. And thank you. Just be here. We have 15 more minutes on the call. Yeah. So yeah, if you can switch on your, yeah, let me unmute you if you can switch on your camera, and amazing. So put your questions here and let me unmute Pooja. So hi Pooja, thank you for joining.
Hi, sir.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank. Just give me 1 second. I'm just putting the link on for the questions. So, did you enjoy today's session? It was like a refresher for you.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Just give me 1 second. I am just putting the link in the. So, guys, put your questions in the chat. After Pooja's talk, I am going to try to answer as much questions as possible. I have given the link on the comment on LinkedIn, Twitter, as well as on the Slido of the Zoom chat. And I will try to answer. And please join the calls regularly, because this is just one part of the call. I could not cover much in this small time, as you know. Yeah. So now let me just. Yes, just give us 1 minute. I will be just putting the questions and I'll be taking it. So Pooja has completed, as she was saying. First of all, congratulations, Pooja, for completing your cohort
Hi.
5.
Thank
And
you,
let
sir.
me share my screen and get you the. So let me share my screen. So amazing. So, yes, cool. Let me just share the full screen. It is okay, cool. So what just before I just give yeah, first of all, congratulations, Pooja.
Yes, thank
This
you.
AI residency, I will want your experience just to share, just to know that this is not an easy thing. It was a 20 weeks of effort,
Yeah,
135 hours. So you want to share your experience, Pooja. First of all, congratulations and
thank
for
you, sir.
receiving the certificate. And you want to share your experience, your journey, and
Yeah, yeah,
anything.
yeah. Hi everyone, I am Pooja. I was a part of cohort 5 AI residency. So basically I'm a homemaker and AI enthusiast. So after the career break, I wanted to upskill myself and gain confidence in technology. So I was looking for a very structured and supportive environment where I can learn and grow. So one of my friends suggested about AI residency. That's how I joined AI residency. So it's a very well structured course where sir will be teaching from very basics to advanced topics. So he explained everything in like all the complex concepts in a very simpler way. So I was able to understand. And I also participated during these course. Like I participated in a few challenges organized by Decoding Data Science, where I applied the skills learned from this course, and I built a few applications like projects. I use Python programming, AI, latest AI tools, and also some low code, no code tools to build the projects. And along with the course, he was also taking hands on sessions about latest AI technologies, Crew AI, MCP, and automations. All these these were additional workshops he used to do. So it was a great learning experience, and I gained confidence on technology and everything. So thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity and everything.
Yes, and challenges is one thing that Pooja also mentioned. Challenges is something that I really encourage not only the AI residents to join, but also everyone who is there in the community, because it's a very good way. Because we learn a lot of skills, we learn a lot of technology, and I'll tell you in the challenges that we do, we are looking at these type what I discussed today, right? Evaluations. We try to look at the application that the person is building, and we try to put some edge cases, some just to test whether the person has checked his application. That's the reason why one day we completely put it for testing your application, like how it is doing. That is the reason why these challenges are very good way of practicing what we are learning. And today what all we discussed is a very important topic for you to implement in your projects that you are doing. Whatever you have built, take that project and try to ask some very edge cases, very anonymous questions, and see what is the output and try to improve it. And this is the way you improve your application, and you take the principles of what we learned forward. So thanks a lot. Congratulations
Thank you,
again,
sir.
Pooja, for being an amazing resident and going through the whole program and completing it and sharing your experience. Keep continuing the journey, keep continuing the challenges, building your portfolio, and best of luck for your future.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you. So now we will move to the Q&A, everyone. Let me just look at the Q&A. A lot of people are asking about when is the next cohort starting. So as I told you, the next cohort is starting on January 17th. Right now, the 8th cohort is going on, but the new cohort is starting on the January 17th. So you can look at the details of the page. I'm sure I've already shared the details, and then you can get into you can just submit the form for your interest, and then the team will take it further. And someone is asking about when is the next challenge. So the next challenge, as I told you, this year we will not be doing that challenge. This is already, the year is getting over. We will be doing the next challenge on the January second week, or just before the residence starts or after the residence starts. So we are just looking at a final ways. Nothing is finalized yet. I cannot promise you any date. Maybe we will do it in January end, because everyone will come back from holidays. We want to keep it early because motivated. Everyone is motivated in the first year. So, can anyone tell me? Just tell when they want the challenge. They want to have it January first week or December end. We will not be keeping it because people will have break. But let us see if we can put something on January first or second week, so people are fresh to learn. Because everyone has a New Year resolution that I want to spend time, I want to learn something. So we will be doing it. Just put in the chat your in the link WhatsApp group your recommendation, and then we can take it further. Now someone is asking me about the code about MCP. See, as I told you, today's session was a general give you the importance of about MCP, how things are there, how things are working. Sorry, evaluations. MCP we could not cover in this session. We covered it in the yesterday's session, but just think about MCP as a system that helps connect different tools in a better structured manner, so that you don't need to take stress upon the different APIs and everything. It is a very good connection between your LLM and the tool that you're using, like Google Drive, Dropbox, or any other thing that you are using, and then accordingly it will start working. So I had given a talk about this in the last session. If you want to get to know more about MCP, two things you guys can do, as I told you. One thing is, look at the previous recording of our workshops. If you go to our AI guild, you go to digital files, you click outcome based workshops, you get all the recordings of MCP and everything. Plus, if we have specific videos and where we have explained MCP in a very simple English, as Pooja was mentioning, go to Master Agentic AI, you go to MCP. Whatever we covered here, you will get here this thing. Evaluations, we have not put it separately here. We are, for evaluations as of now, we have it in our AI residency. Plus, we have our workshops here in because evaluation is not a video that we can put. It is a longer session of one half an hour or so. So we have put it in our outcome based workshop that I showed you here. So you will look at all the evaluations and everything. You will be getting all the things. Can you see this? Evaluation metrics and everything, building evaluation metrics with different LLMs. So we have done a lot of evaluation sessions, and everything you will get it in the outcome based workshop. So thank you all for being an amazing audience, joining us on a Sunday, giving your time for the career talk. Keep coming to our events. We do every week, we do 2 or 3 live events, physical workshops. If you are in Abu Dhabi, we are having a physical event, community meetup in Abu Dhabi. If you are in Dubai as well, come to Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is a very great place where you meet a lot of people, lot of companies are there, AI companies like G42, Core 42, idea. So please join this event. I will share this link on the uh, WhatsApp group as well. Plus, I will share it here on Twitter and on LinkedIn. So, if you're in Abu Dhabi, if you have friends in Abu Dhabi, please share it with them, because we are expanding. We are doing a lot of events in Abu Dhabi. We see in Abu Dhabi there is a lot of AI things happening. So, please join that and have a great Sunday, everyone, and see you in the other.